Welcome to day 7 of breathing exercises. Today, we're going to do a bit of a hands on breathing exercise to see if we can deepen our breath by noticing where we're experiencing it in our torso. We use the terms belly breathing, but really it's that we're using our diaphragm, this strong muscle that helps with respiration, to expand the length of the breath and even where you feel it in your torso. So, we'll do a couple of different activities today to experience this. So, first, to get started, let's find a comfortable seated position. And as always, if that's not working for you, you can choose an alternate position. Lengthening your spine and find a little bit of ease, maintaining that length, but then just softening the muscles a bit so you can be alert and relaxed. First, just noticing how you're breathing with your nose or mouth. Noticing where you're feeling breath in the torso, if it's high in the chest or lower towards the belly. And then just noticing if the breath feels smooth or choppy. And by choppy, I mean just the little stops that can happen sometimes in our breath. So, first, I want you to place one hand over the center of your chest, right below your collarbone, and the other hand on your belly, right over your belly button. And just use these hand positions to notice where you are feeling breath in your torso in a little bit different way. Notice if the hand at your chest is moving or fairly still. And notice if the hand on your belly, if that's moving or fairly still. And we're first going to explore just expanding the breath so that we feel the hand at our belly moving. So if you already felt that, we'll expand that even more. But if you didn't feel much movement, on your next breath in, see if you can keep breathing so that you feel that hand on your belly move as you breathe in, as it expands out, and then softening back towards the spine as you breathe out. Breathing in, expanding. Breath out, softening back towards the spine. So try this for a few cycles, even if it feels a little exaggerated. We're just exploring this idea of deepening the breath by bringing breath all the way to the belly. Now, of course, we're not breathing with our belly. We are using our diaphragm to expand the breath, but that's where we're going to notice that sensation. Now, if you've been able to breathe deeper into the belly, I want you to experiment with just a few cycles of breath to see if you can expand at the belly, but keep the hand at the chest pretty still. And by that, I mean that we're not looking for a lot of movement in the chest. Breathing into the belly, but the chest stays pretty quiet. We're not looking for no movement, just minimizing the movement in the chest. Now, this can be tricky for some, so don't stress about this. Just explore what's possible. Take one more breath like this. And let your hands just come to your lap or by your sides and just notice how you feel now and if your breath has shifted at all. There's no right or wrong, we're just noticing. For part 2 of this hands-on breath work, we're going to bring our hands to the sides of our ribs. So go ahead and bring your hands to the sides of your body, a little bit up from your waist at the main part of your ribs. It's almost like you have your hands on your hips, but you just bring them up a little bit. Spread your fingers wide so you're covering a large part of your torso to experience. And I want you to try to breathe into your hands so you feel the breath expand to the sides and then soften back towards the center. Expand your breath out to the sides, almost like you're trying to bring your ribs towards the sides of the room. Coming back to the center. If you've ever practiced Pilates, this breath pattern can be part of the Pilates breath, not the entire part, but just part of it. Expanding out and softening back in. Do this a few more times. I know it's not always the most comfortable hand position, but we're just using this to explore a little bit of expansive breath to the side. Take a full breath in, expanding out, and exhale, softening back. Let your hands come back to, again, either your lap or your sides, and just notice your breath now. So without using your hands, I want you to see if you can combine those even just a little bit. So as we breathe in, we breathe deep into the torso, and we also let the ribs expand towards the sides of the room. Big expansive breath, and then soften, let that all go. And when we breathe in, expansive, deep in the torso, breathing to the sides as well. And soften. Let's do that just 2 more times. When you're done with those 2 cycles, just let your breath return to its natural rhythm. Checking in to finish with your breath yet again, noticing if you're breathing with your nose or mouth. If it feels smooth or choppy. And how expansive or non-expansive the breath is in your torso. Just noticing. Take a full breath in through the nose and out of the mouth. And great work. We'll experiment with this a little bit differently in day 8, but I invite you to just get curious about your breath and where you're feeling it in your torso. So just a few times throughout your day, see if you can check in and expand your breath, doing the practices we experimented with today, and just notice what that shifts. I look forward to seeing you all here tomorrow for day 8.